Chapter 1. "You'll be the belle of the season, miss," Betsy had assured Laura that morning, cinching her corset with practiced efficiency until her waist measured a fashionable 18 inches. Laura had said nothing, merely watched in the mirror as her body was transformed into the ideal silhouette, the Gibson girl hourglass that society demanded. Once Betsy had left, Laura pressed her forehead against the cool window glass. Beyond the window, the Potomac River glinted in the distance, a ribbon of silvered blue beneath the April sky. Beyond it, somewhere across that water, lay Washington City, where her father spent his days in the marble halls of the Capitol, wielding influence and power that extended far beyond their comfortable estate. She watched a ship navigate the river. Where was it going? Somewhere north, where the cities grew even larger and more crowded, or perhaps south, where the air grew thick and sweet with magnolia blossoms. Or west, a voice whispered in her mind. West, where the land stretched wild and untamed. She had devoured every novel she could find about the frontier, stories of pioneers and cowboys, of vast prairies and towering mountains, of danger and freedom. Her mother had confiscated a particularly lurid dime novel last month, declaring it unsuitable for young ladies, but not before Laura had read about a woman who had disguised herself as a man to prospect for gold in California. The very idea had sent a thrill through her that no amount of embroidery or piano practice could match. "Daydreaming again, darling?" Laura turned to find her mother in the doorway, a vision in emerald silk that brought out the green flecks in her hazel eyes. Constance Ashworth moved with the fluid grace. "Just watching the ships, Mama." "Well, come away from the window. You'll ruin your complexion with all that sunlight." Her mother crossed the room, adjusting a vase of hothouse roses on the dresser. The flowers were a deep velvety crimson, and their perfume was almost overwhelming in the closed room. "We have much to do today. The dressmaker is coming at 11 to fit your ball gown for the Harrison Spring Cotillion." Laura's stomach tightened. The cotillion, the first official event of the season, where she would be paraded before Washington's eligible bachelors like a prized heifer at market. Her mother had already made a list of suitable young men: the Vanderbilt boy, young Mr. Cabot from Boston, the railroad magnate's son. All of them wealthy, connected, and utterly predictable. "Yes, Mama," she said, because what else was there to say? Her mother studied her for a long moment, and Laura saw a flicker of something concern, suspicion, cross her delicate features. "You seem distracted lately. Is everything all right?" "I'm fine, Mama. Just thinking about the season." "Oh, darling." Constance's face lit up, and she crossed the room to clasp Laura's hands. "I know you're nervous, but you mustn't be. You're going to be absolutely radiant. Every young man in Washington will be clamoring for your dance card." She leaned in conspiratorially, her breath sweet with peppermint. "Between you and me, I believe the Vanderbilt boy has already expressed particular interest to your father." Laura forced a smile, though inside she felt something wild and desperate clawing at her ribs. The Vanderbilt boy. She had met him once at a dinner party, a pale, pinched young man with watery eyes who had talked at length about his stamp collection. After her mother left in a rustle of silk, Laura sank onto her bed, the mattress soft beneath her. The room felt smaller suddenly, the walls pressing in. She could see her entire future mapped out before her: engagement by summer, a winter wedding, a house in Georgetown or perhaps New York, a lifetime of tea parties and charitable committees, and raising children who would, in turn, be groomed for the same gilded existence. "Is this all there is?" she wondered. "Is this all I'm meant for?" Her gaze drifted to the newspaper folded on her bedside table, her father's discarded copy of the Washington Post. He read it over breakfast each morning, frowning at the political news, then left it in the morning room for the servants to clear away. Laura had taken to sneaking it up to her room, hungry for glimpses of the world beyond their estate. She reached for it now, the paper crackling as she unfolded it.
Her eyes skipped over the headlines, tariff debates, European politics, society announcements, until they landed on a small section near the back, personal advertisements. Most were mundane, rooms for rent, horses for sale, seamstresses offering services. But one caught her eye. Wanted, educated woman of good character for Western household, must be literate in bookkeeping, capable of managing estate, refined manners essential. Lawyer in New Mexico territory seeks suitable wife. Respond to Box 247, Albuquerque. Laura's heart pounded. New Mexico territory. She had seen it on maps, that vast expanse of tan and brown, dotted with Spanish names and marked with tiny symbols for mountain ranges and pueblos. It might as well have been the moon for all she knew of it, but the very sound of it, New Mexico, conjured images of adobe buildings baked golden in the sun, of endless skies the color of turquoise, of mysterious cliff dwellings, and yes, perhaps even the chance to see the native peoples who had inhabited those lands for centuries. A lawyer, the advertisement said, not a rancher or a miner or some rough frontiersman, but a professional man, someone who wanted a lady, not just a workhorse, someone who valued education and refinement. He was in New Mexico, the Wild West, as far from Washington society as she could possibly get. Her hands trembled as she carefully tore the advertisement from the page, the small ripping sound loud in the quiet room. She stared at it, reading the words over and over until they burned into her memory. Laura crossed to her bed and lifted her pillow, sliding the small clipping underneath. She pressed the pillow down firmly, hiding her dangerous secret, and tried to ignore the way her heart raced with something that felt remarkably like hope.